In 1946, a Brazilian farmer named João Prestige Filho had a terrifying experience while walking through a rainforest. He felt an intense sensation of being watched, prompting him to hurry back home. Despite reaching the safety of his house, João couldn't shake off the feeling of being monitored. Looking out of his window, he was confronted by a shocking sight. The events that followed would lead to a military investigation into a paranormal incident. This story, filled with darkness and mystery, will be explored in detail. If you enjoy such tales, please like, subscribe, and enable notifications for our weekly uploads. Let's dive into today's story. On March 4th, 1946, most residents of the rural Brazilian town called Araçariguama left for a festival, except for João Prestige Filho. João, a 44-year-old farmer, preferred solitude and nature over crowds and noise. While others celebrated, he and his friend went fishing by the nearby Tietê River. As they returned home, João started feeling uneasy, aware of the dangers the rainforest posed at night. When they reached a split in the road, João's friend continued on foot, leaving João alone on the final stretch to his town. Araçariguama was a remote place with limited modern amenities: no running water, electricity, sewage, paved roads, or telephones. João usually found solace in walking this stretch of dirt road at night, observing the stars and listening to the forest's sounds. However, on this particular night, João couldn't shake the unnerving sensation of being watched. Despite scanning the area, he found no signs of animals or people nearby. Finally reaching the church and his house, João believed he was safe. Yet the feeling persisted, causing him immense distress. João turned to look out of the window, expecting to see a person or animal. What he witnessed outside his property horrified him to the core. Overwhelmed by fear, he tried to shield himself, but was too late. The story takes a chilling turn at this point. Minutes later, João stumbled out of his house, screaming incoherently, running through the deserted village. Eventually, he sought refuge at his sister's house, where the events continued to escalate. His appearance and behavior became increasingly abnormal, leaving everyone baffled and terrified. Seeking help, João's sister ran to the town's sheriff and doctor, who quickly arrived at the scene. By this time, João's condition had worsened. His skin turned purple, and he was writhing in pain. Despite attempts to communicate, João's words made no sense. He claimed to have been followed and burned, but couldn't identify the culprit. The sheriff investigated João's house but found no evidence of burning or any explanation for his condition. As time passed, João's purple skin began to blister, intensifying the mystery surrounding his affliction and peel, revealing raw and bloody flesh underneath. The pain must have been excruciating as João writhed and screamed in agony. The town doctor, Aracy Gomes, was at a loss for an explanation. He had never seen anything like this before. He examined João's body, but there were no visible signs of burns or injuries that could explain the disturbing transformation. The sheriff and the doctor decided that they needed to get João to a hospital in the nearest city, but the problem was getting there. Araçariguama was a remote village with no access to paved roads or transportation. The only option was to carry João on a makeshift stretcher through the dense rainforest, navigating treacherous terrain and facing potential dangers along the way. The townspeople, who had returned from the festival by now, were in shock as they witnessed João's condition. Rumors and speculations spread like wildfire. Some believed it was a curse or a supernatural phenomenon, while others suspected foul play. The truth remained elusive, hidden within João's deteriorating body. The arduous journey through the rainforest began, with the doctor, the sheriff, and a few strong villagers carrying João on the stretcher. The dense vegetation, coupled with the darkness of the night, added to the already tense atmosphere. They had to move quickly to reach the city and find medical help. As they trudged through the forest, João's condition continued to worsen. His skin became more discolored and grotesque, with the blisters spreading rapidly. The pain seemed unbearable, yet João persisted, fighting against an unknown force that was consuming him from within. After hours of navigating the treacherous terrain, they finally reached the outskirts of the city. The doctor called for an ambulance, and Joao was rushed to the hospital. However, despite the best efforts of the medical staff, Joao's condition continued to deteriorate rapidly. His body was succumbing to an inexplicable torment. Medical experts from various fields were called in to examine Joao, hoping to uncover the cause of his suffering. Yet one by one, they were left puzzled and bewildered. No known disease or condition could account for Joao's symptoms. It was as if he was trapped in a medical anomaly, defying all scientific explanations. Days turned into weeks, and Joao's condition continued its relentless onslaught. His body became a horrifying spectacle of decay, with his flesh literally melting away. It was a sight that no one could bear to witness. Doctors, scientists, and even spiritual leaders attempted to intervene, but all their efforts proved futile. Eventually, Joao's excruciating ordeal came to an end. His body could no longer withstand the torment it had endured. He passed away, leaving behind a traumatized community and a perplexing mystery that would haunt them for years to come. The story of Joao Prestige Filho, the melting man of Arasari Guama, remains an enigma. It has baffled scientists, sparked debates among paranormal enthusiasts, and instilled a deep sense of fear in those who have heard it. The case remains unresolved, a chilling reminder of the mysteries that lurk in the shadows of our world, waiting to be discovered or forever remain unknown.